Hey, this is Derek. So I've been listening to a little bit of classical music lately. That's not my go-to. Generally, it's not exactly what I enjoy for the most part. I mean, I can appreciate it, but that's beside the point. I've been watching Sore Hands on YouTube. If you know who that is, there's a good chance that you're aware of the fact that he likes to talk about Marson. And so most recently, he's kind of picked apart Marson's performance of a classical piece. Let me just pull up YouTube to get this right. Okay, the composer Paganini, Caprice, I don't know, number 24. It's this virtuosic violin piece, and it's really incredible. I would encourage you to go check it out. There's a lot of discussion on it being played on guitar, but it was written for violin, and so if you search it out, that's what I would listen to. But anyways, as I'm listening to it, it brings to my attention this idea of theme and variations. The piece starts off with a theme, and then it basically just follows that same pattern, tries to rehash the theme using different techniques. And it's a really neat way of progressing the song. Now, I've talked about in the past different ways of like crafting a guitar solo, or even like it applies to just a song in general. Crafting a song in a way that tells a story and takes you somewhere. And I've given examples of how you can do that, but this idea of theme and variations is not something that I've given a lot of thought to, but it's kind of a good kind of meta framework. And even if you think about just like any pop song, any song with like vocals and music, like you have like your verse and chorus structure, and you have other pieces of that. But in general, like all your verses, even though they have different words, they're kind of going along the same theme, and they're variations of it. Sometimes they're even variations of the chorus. And so this gets used everywhere. It very much is a way to craft a song in a way that does take the listener somewhere. So that said, with that kind of being fresh on my mind, I've been trying to think about it that way as I've put together the last couple of songs, demos, ideas, whatever you want to call them, my little guitar noodles. I've been trying to think about like, okay, where's this going? Now, a lot of times whenever I do these, I use the bass and drums, really mostly just the drums to be honest, but I use that to build the song. It starts off low and moves up, but I know that this can be done without doing that necessarily, which makes my job a little bit easier because, like, for the sake of playing, I'm not looking to do anything too complicated with bass and drums. But I think if I can nail down this idea on guitar, there's a good chance that if I can make it second nature, I don't know, I should be able to come up with pretty good solos. So I've got my loop already made. I've got kind of somber, melancholy, whatever. But that said, let me see if I can do something with this. Okay, so there you go. It took a few takes, but ultimately, I feel like I landed on something decent. And if it sucks, that's okay. It's one of 170 things, like whatever. But I'm happy with the way that I kind of followed that idea, kind of built the theme, the little ba-na-na-na, and played off of that. I mean, I wouldn't say I gave it a lot of variation. It was pretty much just kind of noodle and solo after that. I returned to like the main theme, the main idea a few times, just as like a home base, just as like a kind of an identity for the song. This is what it is. I'm gonna run off, but I'm gonna keep coming back. As for the drums and bass, I kept them pretty simple. I changed the bass progression up a little bit, and I moved the drum from like the hi-hat to the ride for a little bit, and then came back to the hi-hat. Like, there's a little bit of change with them. There's a little bit of variation. But in general, I tried to keep most of it to the guitar. So I think that's going to be an idea that I'm going to be working on, that I'm going to be continuing with as I build these out. That kind of goes along with the idea of like the AABA structure. Your A is kind of your theme. You do your A a second time that can be identical, but you can vary it a little bit. Your B is a lot of times a good amount different, but it still is like familiar enough, I guess. It feels like kind of a variation, and then you return back to it. Like, it keeps you grounded on that theme. And I definitely think there's something to that. I mean, there's a reason why most music kind of has that general vibe of like returning to the main idea, as opposed to like if I just built a progression and then noodled over it, and like true noodling, not really having any kind of a theme or a home base or anything like that, not really taking you anywhere. Like, you can tell that the song's missing something. I'm sure I have a lot of them. Feel free to go and find something. Let me know in the comments what the worst offender is. But yeah, I just thought I'd yammer a little bit. Just thought I'd talk into a mic. Just thought I'd give you some of my thoughts over kind of what's going through my mind as I record these songs. If you made it this far, hit that like button. Consider subscribing. Leave a comment. If you're here, make yourself known. I love to see it. I pretty much reply to everything. So, I'd love to chat, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.